Hello, everybody. Joe Bacon Donuts here, and welcome back for another episode of Utawarerumono, Mask of Deception. I kind of flubbed there. For some reason, I really wanted to say something else. I think I almost said like Full Metal Demon Muramasa, which is weird because I haven't played that game in like 2 months. But for whatever reason, it was what was on the tip of my tongue. Very strange. I'm just gonna chalk that up to the heat making me go a little crazy and my brain not working. Uh, just giving you can hear right now. Ugh. Full warning ahead of time. I am extremely lethargic today. It's hot. It's kind of humid. I had to go do some yard work. Coming in from doing that, I got schoolwork to do. Just ugh. Just an ugh day. And so is yesterday, which is why I didn't record and why this didn't go up then. But 2 days in a row is a bit much. And even I ugh, have to suck it up and do, as some would call it, the hardest job in the world of turn on a microphone and play video games. I know it's terrible. And I'm not even streaming it. That'd be even worse because then you gotta worry about everything being live. Any bathroom breaks. Can't cut those out. Any extremely off-color remarks that for whatever reason I make if my brain just rolls like a fucking one critical failure and I say the most abhorrent shit in the world, that's out there forever. You know, in the comfort of my my chair, going at my own pace, recording, editing later, that stuff can just get cut out, which you just get the raw, unfiltered me. I never cut anything out. Unless it's, me going to answer the door or go to the bathroom or answer my phone because work is calling or my mom's calling or something. Either that or sometimes if I start an episode and it's like really bad, like I just can't speak. I'm making gibberish nonsense. Like someone lobotomized me in my sleep and I didn't notice and I tried to start recording and I'm like, huh, that's weird. I can't word good. Hmm. Eyes are drifting apart. Can't read anymore. Good night. That's the only time I'll ever, cut anything out. But yeah. Oh. Expect a lot of those today. It's kind of like that when I recorded White Album the other day. It's just been rough. This whole, classroom setting thing, it's great to get like off of the tarmac for a couple weeks. But man, it's exhausting in an entirely different way. Being physically exhausted is one thing, because that's just sitting in a chair at the end of the day and being like, thank goodness, now I can relax and record. But, taking notes, doing presentations, having to actually pay attention, it's mentally exhausting. That's using the same, CPU power that I'm using to do this whole talk and entertainment thing. And man, by the time it's the end of the day and it comes down to doing this, it's kind of running on empty. It's like 50 miles to the next gas station, and we are like at less than a quarter tank, so we are fucking plain dangerous. But I got my nice hot cup of coffee for this hot summer day, sitting in front of my fan and my AC unit, which it's doing a surprisingly good job. And even upstairs, like in my bedroom, I'm surprised I haven't put in the AC unit up there yet. It's not crazy hot. It's not enough that I will literally die if I don't have AC on, but it's warm enough where it's uncomfortable to be alive inside in, especially if it's like stagnant air. It will, ugh, ugh. But I'm just opening up my window at night because running two AC units at once is how my electric bill gets really expensive. And I like the nice fresh air in my bedroom, really air it out. The only thing I worry about is like some bird or a squirrel crawling in through my window at night. Or worst comes to worst, like a bat. Wake up, I find a bat in my room. It's like, oh great, got to go get my my not tetanus, rabies. That's what it is. Rabies shots. Even if it didn't bite you, it's like you don't know. They have small little bites that's just like a scratch that you can't even see. And I'd prefer not to go literally insane and become hydrophobic, unable to drink water. It's a bad way to go. If you're curious, which morbid curiosity, you can go watch videos of people in like the late stages of rabies, and it's not good. It's not a good way to go. So if you ever encounter a wild animal that bites or scratches you, make sure to go and get your rabies shots. I was about to say the one exception would be like the American opossum, because their body temperature is like too cool for a rabies virus to survive. Very interesting that they're immune to rabies. But still, better safe than sorry in case you get any other weird, bushmeat infection from them. But yeah, I got nothing else to say about my daily life. What happened last time? We threw Mosna. I was getting his name backwards the entire episode yesterday. Under the bus. He's dead. He fucking pulled apart by white hot tongs for an hour and then stabbed in the heart. Real execution method, by the way, used in Europe. And now we got two meat puppet slaves. Their words, not mine. Whose names I can't remember off the top of my head because they're one's like Ududa and the other one's like it begins with an S. It's like Saana or something. It's close. Give me at least 70% on for a grade there. I tried. And something of chains. They like walking around in collars. They like get off on it in public. Like, hey man, it's Pride Month. You do your thing. We're all kink friendly here, but I'm not saying just keep it in your own home. But when you're kind of like involving other people like that in public, like come on, man. Have some tact. Anyway. I don't know where we're going from here. Let's stop before I end up embarrassing myself. Oh yeah, Mikazuchi, he wants to talk to us. And thus we arrive at Mikazuchi's manor. Yeah, it's you. It's like rouge. It's like rouge, like French or something. Before she even sees Mikazuchi, Nekane cowers behind my back, peering nervously from my side. Miruyu chuckles quietly, noting her latent display of fear. Yeah, we have no problem. Though it's kind of hard to walk with you, like, wrapped around us. Looking as though she still feels compelled to fulfill her duty. I proceed into the manor, Nekane trailing behind me and pushing from behind. What, he just called the dude to hang out? Not ominous whatsoever. Oh, okay. Guess we can just sit here and watch the birds and drink tea or something. As we walk, a voice calls out from behind a sliding door. Also heard our footsteps. Sounds like you're making excuses, but okay. Uruji's voice cracks noticeably as he responds to the voice behind the door. The voice wasn't Mikazuchi's. It could make Maruchis flustered. Must be a hot shot. Yeah, sound like you're afraid your head's gonna fall off.
こやつの客人に興味がある。いいだろ?
Yeah, it makes things just go quicker anyway. Just have both meetings at once. What a practical solution. I hear Mikazuchi gives permission to the guests behind the doors.
わかりました。
The dude just paled. I can see sweat beating on his forehead as he whispers, hand on the door.
申し訳ありません。お付き合い願えますでしょうか。三日月様より安全ですから。多分大丈夫です。
So you think?
その基準、気休めになるのか。
どうぞ。
よく来たな。
Hey, what's up? Still like your dragon painting. It's neat. Mikazuchi is first to greet us. Across from him sits the other guests, presumably, in military attire, with a young page nearby.
何者だ。雰囲気はただものって感じじゃないな。
Yeah, we've seen him before, I'm pretty sure. Looks like a fucking nerd, though. Kaibakor ass looking motherfucker. Who seems confused as to where to seat us, dithering anxiously. The man looks over, praising us.
あれは。
知ってるやつなのか?
Yeah, plot dump us. I ask Nekane, as she seems to have recognized him. She shrinks back even more, hiding behind me.
あの方は。
Yeah.
中将が一人、ライコ様なのです。
ライコ。まさかクオンが言ってた。
Well, smarty pants. Nekane, having been hiding this whole time, suddenly scampers out from behind me and bows her head.
私は。
This guy's probably pieced it together by now. Raiko's gaze falls on Nekane, and something appears to dawn on him.
貴様。
いや。
オシトルの妹か。
どうしてそのことを。そのことは一部の人しか。
I mean, if he's this great genius, it doesn't take one of those to piece together, you know, your guys' relationship. Nekane darts a suspicious glance at Mikazuchi, shrugs, as if to say he knows nothing of it.
じゃあ、なんでネコネがオシトルの妹って知ってるんだ。外向きにもあくまでウコンって男の妹ということになってるはずなんだが。
Which means he also knows Oshitora's Hukon. Great. Raiko responds with some reluctance, though his detached tone suggests it's no big deal.
世を制するのは情報だ。そこの小娘がオシトルの妹などということはとうに知れている。
Oh, then he must hate us. You know, someone who's a literal unknown that no one knows nothing about besides that he lives at the Hakudo Kokaku Inn and is a bit of a menace.
そして
Literally appeared out of nowhere. Raiko then looks towards me.
ハク、貴様がオシトルの隠密としてあれこれ表沙汰にできぬ仕事をしていることもな。
The long and short of it.
まさか自分のことまで調べがついてるとはな。
Really?
何を驚いている。この程度を知らぬようではハッチを名乗ることなどできぬ。
Yeah, you're like the most interesting guy to be in the capital right now. Like a real shit stirrer. No, you did try to, get out of that job, but you know what I mean.
そこの小娘がすでに教えてくれたようだが、改めて名乗るとしよう。
As he speaks, Raiko gracefully rises from his seat.
大公だ。ヤマト発注省の一致を授かっている。そして、
Raiko's gaze turns to Mikazuchi, sitting across from him.
そこの三日月の兄でもある。
Neat.
ああ、確かそうだった。ここにいても不思議じゃない。
No, not really.
自分はハクだ。
Well, I can see you're both cut from the same antisocial cloth.
今更だが。
Yeah, reaching for my coffee pot.
私はシチリアです。
Shichida.
ライコ様
Oh,
の
not that hard.
お世話
Finally,
させていただいておりま
a
す。
name that I can say easily without messing it up for 10 episodes in a row. Ah, trying to get it back on the hot plate. The boy alongside Raiko smiles cheerfully at us and gives a small bow.
こいつどっかミルージュと似てるな。
I mean, they do have, like, they're both young adolescent boys. I think they have the same style of, like, ear, fur Other than that, not really. Rudy seems to have noticed my expression, and he whispers for my benefit.
シチリアの私も同じ部族のものなのですよ。
Even then, their ears aren't really the same. I guess if you say they look similar, I'll have to take your word on it.
なるほど。道理で。
しかし、あのオシトルがな。
Reiko once again turns his eyes on us, and his mouth curls to a thoughtful smirk as he speaks.
なんと。
あの男はたやすく人を信頼するが、反面頼ろうとしない。つい先日、旅先で出会ったばかりと聞く。
Yeah, we've been through some male bonding experiences together. We are soul brothers. Him and I.
しかし貴様、何者だ?
Yeah. Reiko's eyes become sharper, his stare fixed and piercing.
オシトルがウコンの名で九十里からの荷を護衛した際、貴様と出会った。そこまでは調べがついている。だが
I do find it strange that literally nobody ever, in the first game and this one, comments on the fact that the main characters have no animal ears or tails, that they are essentially they'd be missing appendages essentially. I don't know if you'd call them disabled, but they'd be very visibly othered. And it's obviously different regions, different tribes, they have different characteristics and how their little animal ears and tails are displayed. But you'd think they notice you don't match any known fucking taxonomy, taxonomy, whatever it is, of sapient life form. What are you? I shrug wryly as I reply. The tension of Reiko immediately fades, and his expression lightens a bit.
なるほどな。確かに面白い。簡単に知れてしまう答えなどつまらん。
With that, Reiko glides right past us, making for the door.
もう帰るのか?
Reiko answers Mikazuchi without bothering to turn.
ああ。もともと近くを通りかかったから、具体の顔を見に寄っただけのこと。
Yep, be like, hey bud, you make any friends yet? No.
たまには母上のところに顔を出せ。会いたがっていたぞ。
Mikazuchi's brow furrows at Reiko's words.
ではな。
Reiko leaves with a strange abruptness, as though he had suddenly lost interest in us. Chichira hurriedly follows, and Rouge, after a small bow, quietly exits to escort them out. Mikazuchi remains where he is, motionless, still staring at the closed door. Nekane once again hides behind my back, the gloomy atmosphere apparently breaking her resolve. Who knows how much time passes after that? Mikazuchi suddenly turns his piercing stare on us, as if to ask what we're still doing here. So, you want to see us, bud?
なんなんだこの重い空気気まずいなんてもんじゃないんだが
Mikazuchi's cold stare bores into us. Unable to handle the pressure, Nekane shrinks farther behind my back, hiding as best she can.
あんな勢い込んでいたのが本人を目の前にした途端ご覧のありさまだわっちゃんちゃだからこっちを盾にするのはやめろ
You really need to toughen yourself up, girl. From time to time, Nekane glares at him in a show of intimidation, but recoils from his staring back. Yeah, okay, staring back. I was thinking his back, but you're behind Haku's back, but no, wrong back. Thank you, English. You are a fantastic language.
ああそれでわざわざ呼び出したりして今日はどういった要件で
頃合いか。
At my timid question, Mikazuchi finally breaks his heavy silence.
頃合い
なんですかやるつもりですか
Time for lunch? Tea?
なるのです
Jab, whoosh.
だから人を盾にしておいて威嚇するな
No, you're the striker, Or is she the striker? You're the meat shield, and then she just comes in to EX burst him or
そ
something?
んな変なチョコ好きじゃ威嚇にもなっていないが、されていい気はしないだろう。沈黙が怖すぎるぞ、おい。
失礼いたします。
Nekane jumps in surprise at the voice and tightly grabs on my clothes, hands shaking.
来たか。
三日月様、支度が整いました。
運べ。
はい、直ちに。
Rouge and several others show their deference to Mikazuchi, then enter with trays in their
菓
hands.
子に
Hmm.
果物
Nekane tries her best to look completely unruffled as the table is filled with tray after tray.
すごい量だな。
Are
見
we...
たことのないような
Do you have like a
見事な
side
装飾
table
が
for us to
施され
eat
た
on, or are we gonna be
豪華な
like
菓子ばかりだ。
eating on your work desk?
果物の方もこの辺りでは見かけない南の方のだ。しかも砂糖漬けのような乾
Mmm,
物じゃな
fruit.
くて
I need fruit.
みずみずしい
I haven't had any fruit like all week, and I'm like starting to crave it due to like mineral deficiencies.
みずみずしいままの南の果物といえば目
Oh,
玉
my
が
teeth are gonna
多い
fall out.
こと
Old
だね
scars are gonna open from scurvy.
これだけで一財産だぞ。
I gaze in awe at the high quality treats being placed in front of me.
こりゃまた
報奨で得たものだ。
交渉
これらは帝より賜りました。
Ah.
お菓子や果物にございます。
Oh, you wanted to share them? That's so thoughtful.
果物は大和の各地から厳選し、
Mm.
献上された珠玉の品。お菓子は最上の宮廷菓子にございまして。
ミルージ
申し訳ありません。
Hey, no, don't overhype it. You know, we're not here to show off. We're here to, you know, entertain some guests. You know, share the love. Mikazuchi glowers in his servant's general direction, and Maruge hastily
ュ。いや
apologizes.
よい。
はい、失礼します。
Maruge quickly bows his head, then returns to his place among the other servants.
南方の果物の上に厳選された献上品とか、それどんな手柄を立てたらこんなに配慮されるんだか。
Interesting choice of reward, though. You got a sweet tooth?
ってことか。というか、なんでそんなもの。
美しいと思わんか。
Yeah, you know, girls like this kind of thing, right?
この宮廷菓子だ。きめ細かな作りに文様。まる。
まあ、
その色鮮やかな南の果物もだ。
Yeah, it's almost a shame to eat
色
them.
とりどりの実が美しかろ
そりゃ、まあ。
う。うまいぞ。菓子はさっくりとした皮に、
Mm.
とろりとした甘いあんが詰められている。果物。
Sounds like someone's mouth is watering. Oh, sorry, Mikazuchi. Didn't mean to cut you off. I'm like spinning in my chair, like back and forth right now, and the arm bumped my desk and like pushed the controller in my hand, and I advanced the text.
甘酸っぱいいい香りがここまで。南方の果物が宮廷菓子があんなに。
Nekane looks on in wonder, admiring the mountain of treats before us, beginning to waver.
あのピタピタあんな大きくてあでやかなの、まるで別の果物なのです。
What kind of fruit's that?
お菓子もあんなにキラキラしてて。
We get the good fruits. You get to eat like the durian or
初め
something.
て見たのです。あの黄金色のふわふわしたお菓子。
Oh, like a banana?
あれは一度だけ兄様が持ってきてくれ
no,
た
they're desserts.
卵菓子。
Haltingly, Nekane draws closer and closer to the delicious spread, as though she's
も
entranced.
しかしてわざわざ自慢するためにここに
Oh,
呼び出した。
he's sharing.
ね、そんなことするようには見えんよな。
気に入ったか。
At the sound of Mikazuchi's voice, Nekane finally crashes back to reality. She's completely frozen, locked in place by the leer of a vicious predator toying with its prey. Nekane's body stiffens as the fog lifts, leaving her trapped in Mikazuchi's gaze.
食え。
あ
どうした。食わん
Yeah,
のか。
food is meant to be eaten.
食わんのかと言われても。
With such simple commands, I can't get a handle on his attentions. All I can do is stare at the food. Smirk.
ああ
Like, damn, really twisting my arm here. All right.
怖えなおい。なんという邪悪な笑み。何を企んでいる。
遠慮はいらぬ。食え。そのためにお前たちを呼んだのだ。いい機会。
Yes, to deepen our friendship over confections.
いい機会だと。双璧と歌われるほどの男が手ずから自走するってことは、まさかこれは
No?
殺すと決めた相手を死後の手向けにと
People are so mean to Mikazuchi.
猫根が言ってたのは本当だった。
何を企んでいるですか。
ほう、何のことだ。
He doesn't.
とぼけても無駄なのです。あなたの企みは分かっているのです。
And that would be?
こんな私の好きな甘いものを用意して怪
Yes.
獣するつもりだったですね。
Correct.
私を怪獣した後は兄様への心中
No.
の虫として送り出す気なのです。
うん。
危うく罠にはまる。
Well, if you're not gonna have him, I will.
うん。
随分と威勢がいいな。背中に隠れて優勢
I miss eating sweets all the time. There's a nice bakery down the street from where I used to live back in Washington. It was right near the on our way back from the state veteran cemetery. And you know, when I was in the honor guard, we'd go there all the time after, you know, doing funerals. Get to try out, you know, new things that they made because, you know, we were regular customers, so they'd come out and be like, "Hey, try this. Tell us what you think." And it'd be like some orange swirl, you know, almost like a cinnamon bun, but like orange flavored. Be like, yeah, that's good. And then we'd stay for longer and, you know, order more things. You know, they had their hooks in us.
安心するがいい。何も画策などしていないさ。何も。な。
言葉とは裏腹になんという邪悪な笑み。
Oh, he read in a book that you're supposed to smile at people when you're having friendly conversations.
強いて言うなれば
He's just bad at it.
茶だ。
は？
正常より甘味を配慮してな。茶でもと思ったのだが、ならば、
Yeah.
貴様らと茶の湯を囲もうと思うな。
自分たちと？
小娘は甘いものが好きだと聞く。
Mm-hmm.
そして、新たな友と友好を深めるのも一興。
Yeah, you're like the only person who isn't openly afraid of him.
友ってのは
Yeah.
自分のことか。つまり自分たちを茶会に招待したと。
それ以外に何がある？
そういう。
Yeah, it's just a friendly invitation between
恐ろし
buds.
い形相ではあるが嫌な感じ。
Yeah, just got a scary face.
感じない。もし何かを企てようとしているのなら、もっとまがまがしい感じが。
いや。
十二分すぎるくらいにまがまがしかったよ。
Oh, that was his friendly smile to, you know, make you feel comfortable.
しかし、猫根はともかく自分を罠にはめたところで大した意味はないよな。
I mean, if you want to go conspiratorial, it's because you're an X factor.
それによくよく考えてみれば、こっちをどうこうしたいなら、わざわざ茶を振る舞う手間なんて必要
Now
ない。
take you out of the picture.
おそらく力ずくならあっという間に肩がつくはずだろうからな。
A stiff breeze could take you out, bud. They wouldn't even need to go that far. I glanced to Nekane, and though she still looks wary, her eyes keep flickering to Desert Mountain. To Desert Mountain.
しょうがない。
I was about to say Desert Mountain. Who's that? That's an odd nickname. I pick up one of the so-called court sweets and take a bite out of it.
こりゃうまい。
何をしてるですか。
何？
Chowing down, yeah.
まあつまり、これは毒味だ。こっちは卵を使った菓子だな。
Eggy, like a Cadbury cream egg.
ハクさん、何の真似なのです。
まあ待て。
Hey, we gotta try one of everything, you know. And with that, I begin to eat one treat after another.
このザクザクした感触は面白いな。油で揚げてるから腹持ちも良さそうだ。で、こっちの果物は赤くてトゲトゲだが。
Thorns. Like a... What would that be? Like a dragon fruit?
ピタピタという果物
Oh,
です。
alright.
本来は日持ちしないので、帝都ではほとんど流通していません。
I'll be honest, dragon fruit isn't good.
甘みがないので。
It's extremely bland. I don't know if the one I got was just out of season, but it tasted like nothing.
完熟していてとても甘いのですよ。
帝の
Like just full of seeds that get in your teeth. And it wasn't very good.
合成だな。
あれが噂の。
They probably only added the things for the color because it does have like a very vivid, you know, a purple, you know, a juice in like the rind that like completely dyes your hands. She gulps. Sounds like she's practically drooling at the thought.
これは種ごと食べられるのか。シャリシャリしてうまいな。
I'll make sure you can eat the seeds. It's like apple seeds. Like, yeah, you can eat them
こいつを食えない
as
やつは
long as you don't like
残念だな。
crunch them because they have arsenic in them. At long last, Nekane's hand slowly reaches for one of the
おい
fruits.
おいいいのか。もし毒でも入っていたら。
これはあくまで学術的な研究なのです。その
Yeah, you know,
貴重な南方の果物
can't be
を
having
食したいなどないの
blind
です
spots in
よ。
her repertoire.
実際に食べて味や毒性を知らなければ食文化は発展しないのです。ここで倒れても本望というものなのです。この甘さ、酸
Tropical sun.
味、南国のお日様の味というのは
Try to think of an analog of fruit. Nekane's face suddenly contorts in pain.
まさか本当に毒。
No, she choked. Eyes bigger than her stomach. My gaze whips it to Mikazuchi. Unruffled, he pours something into a cup and hands it to Nekane.
シャダ。これも一緒に賜った。九十里の高地で栽培されたと聞く。
果物にも似た。
So, do they grow tea here? Or is it still like brought in from the continent? Uduj adds brightly as his lord hands over the tea. She must be desperate. She seizes the tea from his hands and gulps it down immediately.
窒息するかと思ったのです。
喉に詰まっただけかよ。がっつきすぎだ。
Hey, you got teeth. You're not a wolf. You can chew things. Well, cheeks. The reasons wolves don't chew is because they don't have cheeks.
それから
Nekane glares at Mikazuchi.
これは緊急事態なのです。決して心を許したわけではないのです。
いや優しくしてもらっといて。
So
そりゃないだろう。
別に
That's a girl thing.
頼んだわけではない
Her
のです。
pride. Nekane looks away as she says
ま
this.
ったくこんなことをオシトルが知ったらどう思うかね。
脅す気ですか。
Yes.
そんな面倒なことするか。せめてごめんなさいとありがとうくらい言って
Yeah, maybe, you know, learn some manners. Nekane holds her head, falling silent. She's probably dealing with some complex emotion.
ごめんなさい。ありがとう。
There we go.
なのです。
After deliberating for a while, Nekane awkwardly mutters to Mikazuchi.
構わん。
After a moment, Mikazuchi gives her a nod of understanding. It almost seemed like Nekane's apology flustered him for a second. Maybe it's just my imagination. And, despite her earlier mishap, Nekane continues to wolf down the snacks, tail wagging in delight. Looks as though she's been completely entranced by all the delicacies.
どうだ。うまいか。
おいしい。
So, Mikazuchi is...
口に合わないこともないのです
Is this your type? Do we have to be, you know, concerned about you? Nekane falters as she answers, but continues reaching for more.
そうか。招いた甲斐があったというも
I
の。
will choose to believe in him for now, considering it mentioned earlier, he brought up, he's like, I used to have a sister. Used to being the key word. So maybe he's just trying to fill that emotional hole in his heart with a cute young girl entirely platonically, I hope. Surrogate, that's what I'm looking for. Find a surrogate, you know, familial relationship. Nekane looks a little guilty as she faces Mikazuchi. Hey, look, now we're friends, for real. Look at the progress you've made. Sure about that? You're gonna have none left. Indeed. Though, they should also know when not to speak their minds. Children have a habit of being a little too honest.
お前の故郷であるエンナカムイの茶だ。懐かしかろうと思い取り寄せておいた。菓子も茶も帰りに包ませ。
Ooh, nice. To go
好きな
bags.
だけ持って帰れ。
本当なのです。
Don't spill it. Although she couldn't conceal her glee, she quickly covers her mouth, looking between him and the treats.
構わね。持って帰り、皆で食うがいい。進化の者どもに配ろうともしたがな。皆、帝から賜ったものを恐れ多いと受け取らぬ。
Fucking stick a lump of coal in their ass, turn into a diamond.
慎み深い奴らだ。遠慮などいらぬというにな。
Mikazuchi gives another sinister grin, like he's got some evil scheme in mind. A smile like that would make you think you'd get sent to the front lines for taking one of his gifts. Nekane gulps in fear.
わざわざ猫根にこれでもかと菓子や果物を用意したり、土産を持たせたり、故郷の茶まで取り寄せたり。
I mutter for Nekane's ears only.
な、猫根。もしかして味方
Yeah.
あれだが。
Starting to get it. Starting to get it.
本人は全く自覚がないみたいだが。
Yeah.
そんなことはないのですよ。この人は。
Negative charisma. Dude's playing New Vegas and he's using charisma as his dump stat. Nekane takes an angry chomp of the bonbon in her hand. But I can't sense any hostility from her towards Mikazuchi either.
もしかして兄貴の好敵手だから認めたくないだけなんじゃないのか?
There's no sense trying to guess what she's thinking, but adolescent woman's mind is truly an enigma. Yeah, really kind of spruce him up a bit. I glimpse him slowly extending his hand towards Nekane's head, just out of her range of vision.
そうだ。たらふく食え。たらふ。
そうか。
Oh, didn't mean to cut you off.
三日月のやつ。
But, just as he's about to pat Nekane's head, skitter.
あともう少し経ったのだがな。
Maybe next time. A crooked grin crosses Mikazuchi's face, as if to end his sentence with to wring her neck.
何をしようとしたですか? 宣言撤回なのです。
He's trying to touch the spiral of your hair so that way you don't grow.
騙されないのです。
I think that's a Japanese thing.
ダメだ俺。
Like if you hit someone on their spiral, it can stunt their growth. I don't know where I'm pulling that from. It's just one of those things that I feel like I know and must have come from somewhere. Guard post.
姉上、お茶が入りました。
Hey, but at least now that whole deal with them out trying to kill you is done and dusted with, you can like stop crawling around in the crawl spaces under the floor and in the attic and actually, you know, walk around like a normal person.
おお、これはいい香りだ。
なぎらさんの良い茶葉を見つけまして、茶との出会いは一期一会。少々値は張りましたが、せっかくです。
I don't know, man. Tea is tea. Like, I'll try some of the fancy ones if I go to like a nice a nice cafe. And it's like, yep, that sure is some tea.
強越仕事
Like, it's pretty good, but it's tea.
キュールさんもどうぞ
It's like I am with coffee. It's like you can give me a fancy kind of like artisanally brewed, you know,
何してんのお前たち。
blend or something, and it'd be like, yeah, that's some coffee. Anyway, you got any dunks? When I get back to the Hakudokaku, I find Nozuri and Ogi lounging around like they own the place.
やっと来たか。ずいぶん溜まったぞ。
さも約束があったかのように言うな。で、何か用事でもあるのか？
I think they're just here to hang out.
何を言っている。ここに来いと言ったのはお前たちの方だろ。
は？
だからこそこうして足を運んでやったというのに釣れない男だ。
Look, he says a lot of things without actually
ちょっと待て。
putting it to
お前何を
memory.
言ってるんだ。そんなこと言った覚えはないぞ。
冗談がうまいな。ところで昼はまだか。そろそろお腹が空いてきた。
What kind?
私
Like
としては
pheasant, quail, chicken, turkey?
ダメだ。なんか話が
There are plenty of birds.
どうしましたハクさん何やら苦虫を噛みつぶしたような顔をしています
Maybe
が
that's what I'll do. Is like the commissary on base. I'm pretty sure
ちょっといいか。
they sell like quail and pheasant. I'll just buy like 6 of them. You know, toss them in the freezer, except for one. Put it in my air fryer and just like make myself an entire roast quail, and then just eat that like an animal. Just like, yeah, get my protein. Little bird. Feel better than better than going to Costco and getting the entire rotisserie chicken and just eating that. You know, I'm not ashamed to say I have done that before. Just got the entire fucking bird. Didn't even take it out of the container. Just fork and knife right there. Nothing but bones left. I was a changed man afterwards. I drag Ogi to a corner of the room.
姉の方に聞いても拉致があかんっぽいからお前に聞くが、なんでまだデートにいる？おとぼりが冷めるまでどこかに身を隠さなくていいの
Ah,
か？
this is already their hideout.
おやその様子ですとオシトルさんからまだ知らされていないようですね彼の計らいで僕らもこちらでご厄介になることとなったのですよ何かと人手が必要なのでしょ
Are you being placed under us or adjacent to
オシト
us?
ルさんの提案はこちらにとっても渡りに船でした
私も
You know, are we like sibling agencies or are you my subordinate now? Like, I need to get the hierarchy planned out.
聞いてないぞおい。確かに人手は欲しいが。
I mean, it's pretty cool how we can ignore zone and control.
申し訳あり
And
ませ
he
ん
did okay last mission. I did get him killed
相手
though.
を路頭に迷わせることになりかねませんでしたので
He died valiantly.
決定は僕の独断ですお攻めになるのはどうか僕だけに
配下を路頭にとか言われたら責められんだろうに。
And he's just a good boss.
何の話かは知らないが王儀が他の者と親しくするとは随分と珍しい
Nozuri thinks aloud as she watches us whispering to each other. Don't get your mind out of the gutter.
ルルティ
同じ苦労を分かち合った仲ですからね
Mm-hmm.
分かち合ったねえ。この間のモズヌのことを言っているんだろうな。
Moznu, that's
あ
the
の一
name.
件で仲良く
I
な
kept
る
calling
要
him
素なんて
Monzu.
微塵もないだろ
まあ気が合うのはいいことだ何せこれから共にやっていくことになるんだからな
う。本当にお前はそれでいいのか？お家最高の家はどうした？
Whatever. That can be done on the side.
あけすけすぎなのですもう少し空気を読むですよいや構わんさお家最高か
Yeah, this is all just like career advancement, get to know people, do a little networking, and then you can kind of do that later on. Nozuri stares off into the middle distance for a moment, then gives a sad sigh, continuing on.
今回の一件でお家最高の道は遠のいてしまったなそれは何と言っていいのかわからないのです
Nekane hesitates, troubled by Nozuri's glum outlook. But the bandit clenches her fist, resolute.
だが私は諦めたわけではない。いずれ至福の時を経て必ず帰り咲いてみせる。その時まで
laying out a foundation for later.
身を隠し再起を図る所存だ。何よりこたびのことはオシトル直々の頼み事だから。
Yeah, you know.
無限にもできんさ。
But I guess you're finally, you know, brought into the loop about that whole thing, because from my understanding, you know, it's just kind of Ogi that knew about Ostor, but okay. Nosuri can't hide her prideful grin with that proclamation.
完全にのぼせ上がってるみたいだが。
僕はただ姉上を支えるだけですから。
いや、諌めるくらいはしろよ。いつもそれでしくじってたんだ。
Just a little bit, just a little.
まあ兄上には何か深いお考えがあるのでしょう。ところで具体的には何を頼まれたんでしょうか。
そうだな。基本はそちらの仕事の手伝い
Oh, that's easy enough.
まあ、この私が来たからには
I mean, you're a pretty damn good archer. Like, you did pretty good last fight. Though that had to do more with the fact that the enemy units just couldn't hit you from that lower platform, and you were able to take out like 4 of them. I can't help but sigh, and then it suddenly hits me. Oh, the entire crew's getting put up? Dude. Well, I guess they can, you know, moonlight as in-workers or something. Or have they gone to ground somewhere else? Yeah, finally got some mooks. Some generic goons. At the thought of my bright new future, I can't help but grin. Ogi turns, his own smile placid. Yeah, well, they can't all be on payroll. Ah, they're all, you know, distributed without, you know, about the city.
ですので、オシトルさんのつてで近隣の村々に出稼ぎに出しています。
つまり、この白老閣に詰めているのは
The two troublemakers.
僕たち2人だけということになります。
いや、しかしだ。たった2人でも戦力には違いない。
Yep.
見回りやら通常業務やらもきっと楽になるはずだ。そうだな。まず2人には事務仕事でもやってもらうか。なんせ。
You guys know how to read? Can you write? Ogi looks like you know how to do that, but I'm not sure about Nosuri.
いや、そういう仕事は得てとするものに回すべきだ。
Womp.
なんだって？
私は計算とか文字を書いたりするのが苦手だ。やれと言われても困る。
Your books would... Well, I was about to say your books would be in the red, but the books themselves wouldn't be. They would show, in fact, that you are, you know, one of the most wealthy men in Yamato. However, you have no money in the accounts, in actuality.
苦手。お前、もう少し努力する姿勢を見せてもいいんじゃないか？
I mean, she knows her strengths and weaknesses.
どのくらい苦手なのかというと、めまいがしていつの間にか意識を失うほどに苦手なのだ。
One brain cell.
そりゃ意識を失ったのではなく、眠りこけたんじゃないのか。なら、見回りはどうだ？こっちならさほど頭を使うこともないだろう。
それは悪くないな。特に治安の悪い賭場近辺の見回りを。
いえ、人前に出るのは避けた方がいいでしょう。
You are, you know, wanted fugitives. So maybe? Well, you still are, just not for the whole kidnapping fiasco.
そうなのか。それは仕方がないな。
ちなみに、賭場への出入りも控えていただきます。何しろ、人の目はどこにあるかわかりませんから。
What's a girl supposed to do then?
待て、そこまでする必要はないだろう。
Yeah, she's got to go play odds and evens or whatever the big fun thing people do here is. Nosuri droops her shoulders in disappointment. I'm doing the same for different reasons.
ちなみに僕は オシトルさんから諜報に関わる依頼を受けておりますので、雑務はできずに
Yeah,
ありません。
alright, thanks.
事務仕事はできず見回りも控えたい。
I don't know, just like beat them occasionally to keep them angry, then go sick them on someone like an attack dog.
ふむ。となると、協力するのは取り物あたりか。
Yeah, you can be our door
その
kickers.
時は任せてもらおうか。
Nosri concludes with a proud laugh. A sudden dizziness washes over me.
待て、落ち着け。顔ぶれは増えたが、こちらの懐が痛むわけじゃない。
Yeah, you can just sideline them for all the
と
missions.
思えば
そういえば、ここでの暮らしはそちらも一度聞いたぞ。なんとも太っ腹な話だ。
なぬ？
ええ、
Well,
オシトルさんからそのよう
that's
に。
just because Oshtor doesn't have the money to do it himself.
本当か？ヒュル。
白殿なら
Yeah.
何事も滞りなくこなすだろうと兄上は言っていました。
あの野郎。全部丸投
Nope.
げしやがったか。
To be fair, he barely had enough money for like 2 of you when it was just you and Kuon. Now you got a whole gaggle of misfits. He's like, you will fucking eat me out of house and home if I try to support you all. I don't even have the will to complain anymore. I'm not sure if Kuon can tell, but she speaks up.
ちょっと切り詰めないと。
待て。
Help.
何を切り
Help
詰
me
めるつもり
balance my
だ。
budget. My family's
なんで
dying.
こっちを見てため息をつく。
No, I will not cut down on my $1,100 worth of candles a month.
しかし、まさかこの白老閣に正式に今日構える日が来るとはな。実に感慨深い。
Mm-hmm.
何か思い入れがあるのですか？
Yeah, like I said, scurrying underneath the floorboards.
まあ、いろいろとな。運命というのはなかなかどうしてわからないものだ。
ちょっと待て。正式にってのはどういう意味だ？
No, you know, just sleeping in empty rooms.
察し物お前も
In the, you know, linen closet. Underneath a pile of blankets, no one sees you.
我々のスリ旅団は当の昔からここ白老閣地下の物置に潜伏していたのだよ。
Eons, you say. How long have you been in this?
我々と言っても2人だけですけどね。
もともとこっちに移る気満々だったんだな。
Yes.
こいつ。
お茶をお持ちしました。
ああ、ありがとう。
Still stiff from the shock, I gratefully accept the tea as tea. Some tea leaves are still floating.
近いうちに何かいいことがあ
I
る
thought that's if, like, one of the tea stalks is, like, floating vertically. Like it's a buoy.
きっとあるに違いない。
お茶、主様。
Yeah, yeah, I was close. Sarana, that's what it is.
ああ、は？いや、茶ならもう。
どうぞ。
ああ、
I guess we're just double fisting
い
it.
ただきます。
お茶菓子です。今日はどら焼きにしてみました。
ありがとう。うん、うまそうだ。
お茶菓子。どうぞ。お茶
I'm
菓
gonna
子
get
です
fat at this rate.
今日はたも焼きにしてみました。
いや、そんなに食べる。
どうぞ。
Don't make it a competition, please.
いいことなのか。
From a certain angle. As I mutter, I hear hurried footsteps coming closer. The sliding door opens with a slam.
出迎えご苦労である。
Ugh.
邪魔をする。
また別の厄介事が。
You gotta, like, start fishing. Get a hobby that takes you, like, out of into the middle of nowhere. Where you can just get away from this. Everyone's getting used to the princess's visits by now. But she has made an impact on one person.
これは姫殿下。
Yep, time to grovel on the floor. Ozuri had been reclining, but she bolts up, hurriedly trying to show deference to Anju.
よいのじゃなすりよ。
しかし、
我らは友であろう。なれば無意にかしこまる必要もない。
Yeah, sure. What's almost getting each other killed between friends, am I right? Water under the bridge. Bygones are bygones.
今や価格を失い、ましてあのような無礼を働いた私を友と呼んでくださいますか。
いや、 むしろ世のせいでいろいろ迷惑をかけた。許せ。
Yeah, Maznu's dead, and that's the end of it.
もったいなきお言葉。
Nozuri seems deeply moved by Anju's words. I can see tears welling in her eyes, too. You know, they like broke him on the wheel and just have his body splayed out in the town square, being picked apart by the crows. Sitting in the corner of the suddenly noisy room, I feel a sudden sinking feeling. Yes, correct. Ah, but think about your like tax returns at the end of the year. What the big credit you're gonna get back, you know, for all these dependents you have. I avert my eyes from the chaotic future ahead of me and focus on enjoying my tea while I still can. The bedroom. During the day. After finishing my work, I'm relaxing in my room when Kiwan drops by with some tea.
お疲れ様。はい。
Ooh,
蜂蜜溶かしておいたから。
yummy.
それはありがたい。
Hot.
ん？どうかした
Well,
の？
it's gotta be hot if you want to melt the tea good.
いや、
Fully dissolve it in there.
体を動かすのにもそろそろ慣れてきたつもりだったんだが。
Already just stiff. I'm definitely stronger than I was before, and I can even carry some of the heavier loads now. But when I rest like this for a bit, I get this tiredness and soreness that slowly sets in. Mads.
足つった。
今日は肉体労働だったし、無理もないかな。揉んであげようか。
Or is it mods? Something muscle, something... Delayed onset? I don't know. Delayed muscle pain.
え？ああ、いいよ。自分でやるって。
It's why the day after a big workout is worse than, you know, the rest of the day after it. I try kneading my leg a little to loosen up. Muscles feel tight, and it tingles where I massage. Ooh. I got a mean fucking Charlie horse in my calf the other night. I was lying in bed, and I must have, like, stretched my leg out in my sleep. And my entire leg, like, the entire calf muscle just constricted and went like... Gah! And I woke up with, like, a shooting pain. And I'm like... Ah! Like, gripping my leg because the muscle is just, like, spasming and constricting. And I'm like, it's gonna rip off! Like, fuck! And then it just eventually, like, let go. And I'm like, oh my god. Like, I'm sweating. It's like, oh! Because I didn't see it coming. I just woke up in the middle of the night at, like, 3 a.m. with my leg trying to, like, separate the muscle from the bone by itself. Terrible. Terrible. Maybe I need more salt.
自分でやってもあまり効果がないんじゃないかな。こういうのって無意識に手加減してしまうものだし。
そうかな。
普通。
Yeah, it's not fun. I've been also waking up early to go on runs, and it's great that the sun's up early, and you know I can get to the park by like 5:15 and be able to see the running path fine. But man, does it fucking suck. I am not a person who gets a runner's high. I don't find enjoyment. I don't get any of like the endorphins and the good brain chemicals. It just sucks the entire time. People who enjoy running are fucking sick in the head. Yeah, she's real strong. You want that. You know, good massage kind of hurts a little bit. Really use their elbows and thumbs. Dig in. Before I know it, I've been knocked flat on the ground. One is sitting right on top of me and has a tight hold on my limbs. I can't move. One's cold hands take a firm grasp on my legs, and her fingers press into a specific spot. Oh, it makes sense you know her pressure points. Oh. But it's gonna feel real good afterwards. Trust the process. That's the, you know, the bad leaving the body. It's all the toxins being knocked loose. Massage therapy is a thing, and you know, like they're actual experts trained in it at like professional medical schools. Chiropractic is fucking absolute nothing, crystal magic bullshit. Like sure, it might help you feel better because they, you know, loosened up a joint, but it's just gonna go back to normal without like any, or go back to the way it was without any other like secondary treatment. So yeah, don't go to chiropractors. Go to a massage therapist.
いや気持ちは嬉しいんだ。ただもう少し加減してくれないか。
大丈夫、任せて。これでもまだ痛い？
I roll feebly around in pain for a while. Yep, definitely hurts.
おかしいな。みんなにはうまいって言われてるのに。
そりゃみんながおかしいんだろうに。
Yeah, very durable.
それじゃあ別のやり方も試してみるかな。
いや、というかもうやめてくれ。
Little too light. The next strategy is to softly touch my feet, which ends up just tickling me.
遊んでるのか。
そんなことないかな。真面目にやってるつもりだけど。
極端すぎだ。も
う吐くってば加減が難しいんだから。
Yeah, from your perspective, he's like made of glass and paper.
加減を知らなすぎるんだ。ちょっと教えてやるから。
Like dealing with a bug with a really soft shell. No, he's just displaying how much force you should be using on him. Yeah. Like, no, you need to be using about this much pressure, and then you feel it, and then you're like, oh, okay.
またやらせてくれるんだ。
まあ、気が向いたら。だからほら、工学のためにもちょうどいい力加減というものを教えてやる。
体で覚えろということかな。
Yeah.
そういうことなら。
One puts her foot forward, very reluctantly. I grasp it firmly and carefully. I study the foot, trying to find the pressure point and place my thumb on it.
いいか、こうやるんだって。
I put all my strength in my fingers as revenge for what she put me through. Like, oh wow, you need like a light touch, don't you?
クオンも同じ痛みを経験すれば、もう二度とこんなことはしないだろう。どうだ？ほら、どうだ？
Like, oh, that feels good.
せい、やった。
Good koan noises. Ears just fluttering, tail flicking. I press with all my might, but Kuon has a dreamy expression on her face and her cheeks are red. I am actually really good at giving foot massages. I was beaten up by my sister and forced to give her them a lot as a kid.
Huh?
And her friends. It just traumatized me. The pain of being a younger sibling.
クオンさん、語尾がとろけてるぞ。
ハク、もう少し続けてくれると嬉しいかな。この感覚
Yeah, you know, gotta do the other foot now.
ハクにもしてあげたいから。
Now to really get a good understanding of it.
まあ、 けど。本気で気持ちよさそうだな。
A little too much. It seems like I've discovered a hidden talent. One seems off in her own little world, blissfully oblivious while I keep working. Her tail curls around her, and little sounds of delight and relief keep escaping her.
これは癖になっちゃうかも。
So at the end of the day, I got no actual rest and was sentenced to hard labor until Kuon fell asleep.
どうしてこうなった？
That's just how things go, bud. Just how it goes. Ooh, bedroom night or bedroom late night? Ooh, we go into dream world again or a flashback?
じゃあそろそろ
I guess they're kind of one and the same, but you know what I mean.
また妙なことに首を突っ込んでいるんですってね。
Mm-hmm.
妙とは失敬な。
Super
ここの
Haka.
使命なのに。
私は心配だわ。せめてここじゃなくて向こうに引っ越さない？
Yeah, come stay with me? As she bats her eyelashes? Yeah.
あなたの部屋は昔のままだし、あ、ちゃんと毎日掃除はしてあるから。たまにあの子が入り込んで遊んでいるからいたずら書きもあるけれど、別にお邪魔じゃないわよ。
それは、そうだな。今回の件が全て終わった。
You know, once he's done being a Hakaman.
その場しのぎだってことは見透かされてるだろう。とても姉さんと目を合わせられない。
Yeah, living your weird, hiki
な
neat
んだか
lifestyle here.
あなたが急に遠くなったみたい。昔は何かにつけて、私やあの人の後をついて回っていたのに。
But he's a grown-ass man. He can't live his own life.
それは自分が姉さんのこと。
He entered society. It changed him. Well, whatever you can call a weird underground bunker society place. All right, that was a nice quick one.
暑い。
Looks like the middle of the night still. The heat's woken me up.
なんかやけに暑いな。
Ugh.
寝汗をかいたから。
Like a fever, or is it just hot in here?
ポカポカして心地いいんだが。
Ah, you have some guess. Some mobile bed warmers. Something much heavier, warmer, and softer than a blanket is clinging to my body. I reach out uncertainly to feel what it is, and feel something soft and smooth. The grogginess gradually fades as I realize this clearly isn't a blanket. I look over to find... Like, oh, so handsy. Oh, wow. Just completely, you know, stark buck-ass naked. All right. I sleep like that, so I can't really say anything, but... Especially because it's summer. I mentioned before, I don't have my AC unit set up yet upstairs. So I'm sleeping with just the window open and a fan. If I'm not butt-ass naked, I will die. Twins must have snuck under my blankets. They're lying there, clinging to me.
そういね。主様が寒いと思いまして。
Ever heard of something called personal space?
温めておりました。
こいつら。
Yeah, to transfer body heat. These two do all they can to take care of me. Wake-up calls, dinner, cleaning my room, doing laundry. But they also waltz in with these skimpy outfits to wash me in the bath. Now this, naked in bed. Keeps escalating, and for some reason, I'm always the bad guy. I feel more like a victim.
温める。主様、寒くないよ。もっとこちらに。
I'm kind of with Haku here. Like, I need my personal space when I'm asleep. Like, cuddling and spooning, it's like, yeah, it's great for like 30 minutes until it's like, okay, I'm getting hot. Like, I'm getting sweaty. Your hair's in my mouth. Like, bleh, like, just space.
別に誰と何しようがこっちの勝手なはずなんだが、あの汚物を見つめる
It's like your leg is on top of mine and it's like falling asleep and it's distracting me. I can't feel it.
あれは正直ちょっとへこむ。
You're like on my elbow at a weird angle and it doesn't feel good.
私たちは主様の役に立っていますか？
Not really.
まあ、うん。
すべては主様のために、以後も主様のため、一意専心お仕えしたい
It's
と
like,
思
you
い
know
ます。
what? I feel even more comfortable and safe if I have someone sleeping on either side of me in separate bunks.
あま
So
り
let's try
無理
that
は
from
しない
now on, okay?
それで体を壊したら元も子もない。
感激の極み、そのお心遣い、とても嬉しく思います。
どうしたらいいんだ。この過剰な世話を
Suffer in silence. Wear your fucking crown of thorns.
冷たく拒絶されたと思い詰めて厄介なことになるからな。あの時もな。
Oh,
お疲れ様です。お茶をどうぞ。
ありがとな。
oh, poor Lutia.
お茶、どうぞ主様。
Just absolutely getting sidelined.
漬物を用意しました。
Your domestic role taken right out from under you.
ああ、悪いな。猫根とルルティエの視線が痛い。猫根はまるで汚物を見るようにこっちを睨んでるし。
Yes.
ルルティエはルルティエで役目を奪われてなんだか
Little column A, little column
拗
B.
ねたような感じがする。それに時折光のない瞳でじっとこっちを見ているような気がするんだが、まあ、気の
Yep.
せい。
Just your imagination, that's it.
肩もみ、随分と凝り固まっています。
Gee, I wonder, you know, what's
疲れて
stressing
いる
him
ところ
out.
がありましたら、遠慮なくおっしゃってください。
Rup, rup.
少し近すぎないか。なんか後頭部に柔らかいものが当たってるような。
使用。殿方が喜ぶ場面の一つと聞き及びます。
I mean, it's not bad.
やっぱわざとかよ。これは一度きちんと言っとかないとダメだな。
Though when you say it like that, it's not very flirty and, you know, takes some of the fun out of it, but
そのなんだ、二人の奉仕精神は嬉しいが、別にそこまでしてくれなくっても。
But before I can finish my sentence, the twins' faces suddenly harden.
役立たず。私たちは主様の迷
They're
惑
like,
に
damn,
なっていますか？
now we must kill ourselves in retribution.
迷惑ってわけじゃないが、なんていうか、こっちばかりに構ってないで、もっと自分
Yeah, and
の
they
好きな
wanna
ことを
fuss
して
over
ていいん
you.
だぞ。
Like, what's the problem?
私たちの好きなことですか？
Two don't even hesitate for a second. They embrace me, my head caught between their chests.
主様のこと、私たちのしたいこと、それは主
Yeah,
様の
that should have been
ご奉
obvious,
仕
but
です。
come on.
せめて抱きつくのはやめてくれないか。
困る。
Yeah, it's like late in the year, so it's cold. But you know, if it gets to summer and you're like that, like, ugh.
主様にとって私たちは
Even
邪魔
more
ですか？
so the need for personal space.
邪魔ってほどじゃないが、ちょっとやりすぎっていうかな。
There's a time for bodies to be intertwined and like all wet and sticky with each other, but you know, just hanging around, that ain't it, dog. Suddenly, with no hesitation, the two draw their self-defense daggers from their sheaths.
我ら主様と共にそれが存在意義でなければ無用なもの。
Having said this, the two of them immediately lift the daggers to their throats.
ちょっと待て
Your own throats, or are you doing it like that one Naruto, was it the ED or the OP? One of the like first Shippuden ones, you know, where Naruto and Sasuke are there, like standing there. I think it was the OP. I think it was the You Are My Friend. And then it ends with they're like holding them to each other's necks. I thought that shit was so rad when I was a kid. I'm like, yo! Yo!
はい、そこまで。
Thank you for being the adult. I'm not sure when Kuon arrived, but she's suddenly there, 2 fingers pinched around each blade.
こんなとこで人情沙汰は困るかな。
Yeah, be a real bitch to get out of the couch. One smiles, as though gently admonishing a child.
ハクも二人に死なれるの
And
は
I'm pretty sure hydrogen
さすがに困る
peroxide
よね。
isn't like widely available yet, so it'd be real hard to get the blood out.
なんだこいつら。今のクオンが止めなければ間違いなく互いを突き刺していたぞ。それをためらいもなく。正気か。
Just a little. A bit of wackadoodle.
とりあえずあの後説得っていうのか。とにかく死なれるのは困るというのは理解してもらって今に至るわけだが、この忠誠心というか滅死暴行
Yeah, a bit too much.
正直
Love is a little too strong.
こんなのどうしたらいいのかわからん。引き離すことはできんし、かといって流されるまま。これまで気づいてきた
And I was already on
爽や
shaky
かな
ground to
紳士
begin
としての
with,
境地が
if it
崩れ
even
てしまう
existed. As I'm contemplating this, the two push their breasts against my arms and wrap their legs around mine.
暖かい。主様の中、暖かいなり。
布団の中だろ。妙なことを言うな。あ、なんでこんなことになった？
Curse your horrid fate. Because that's what I'm doing to you. A plague upon your house. Doug Russell.
起きて。主様、夜分遅く申し訳ありません。
In the middle of the night? Late at night? I feel someone shaking me awake. My head's still pretty muddled as I'm waking up.
主様、起きてください。
Someone tried to wake me up by like shaking me once, and I woke up to myself just screaming. Like as I opened my eyes and became conscious, I was already screaming. Like just yelling, going like, ah! It was during basic training. It was like my turn to do Firewatch. Or as we called it in the Air Force, EC duty, entry control. And I wasn't waking up, so they started like nudging my shoulder, being like, "Come on, dude, get up." And I guess I just started screaming. It was very odd. They thought it was hilarious though when I like actually woke up and just kind of instantly stopped and opened my eyes. I'm like, "Can I help you?" Plenty of shit in the world to them. Pushed through my sleepy haze and opened my eyes. Ah, again. I dodge as best I can, seeing the twins' lips heading straight for me.
何をしている？
目覚めの口づけ。主様を起こして
I
い
think they're
ま
trying to
した。
suck your soul out.
いや、起こすんなら普通に起こせよ。
Though, if this is like Japanese folklore, your soul is located in your asshole, which is where a kappa will reach his hand to snatch it out from you.
こいつら、本当に油断も隙もない
So
な。
keep that plug in, you know, to keep those scary kappas away from your soul.
しかし、布団に潜り込んでいることはもう諦めたが、さすがにこの格好にはならん。
I mean, it feels like it'd become pretty routine after a couple days.
この分だと
Like, you see all of it and you're like, yep, that sure is their naked ass bodies.
それで、
Like, any titillation of it would be gone.
ご隠居がお呼び。
Ugh.
主様を招待したいそうです。
ご隠居って、水戸のじいさんが？
Yeah,
この間もそう
the
だった。
geezer.
なんでまたこんな夜更けに？
Well, it's probably when the Mikado's
ご隠
asleep.
居は忙しい。このような時間にしかお会いになれないのです。
ちりめん問屋のご隠居はなんで忙しいんだか。まあいいか。何しろ
He'll probably put it together eventually. And as for his identity, well, I think I've got a pretty good guess.
分かってはいるが、深く考えないよう
Okay.
にしている。ってのが
At least you have some working brain cells left in your head after Kuon squeezed them all to death.
あの老人と気軽に話すのは嫌いじゃない。あの不思議な感じの女性、ほのかさんに会う子供だ。
Yeah, you know, it's not hard to look at her.
分かった。すぐに着替えるから待ってろ。
用意してある。こちらも着替えです。
ああ、すまんな。
お手伝いお願いします。
Yep, hands up.
じゃあね、
So, I don't think they're tall enough. I guess they'd have to, like, jump up and, like, dunk the shirt on top of you. Well, it's robes, actually, so it just slides over your arms. Oh, like a t-shirt. I head into the moonlit street led by the twins. Just like the night before, the mist rises around us, and I lose track of what direction we're going. After a long walk through the mist, and sarana. Oh god, there are too many vowels right up against each other. Sarana. Stop before a large door. I pass through to find it. Mito, sitting there, smiling as he welcomes me in. Yep, getting woken up at 3 in the goddamn morning is pretty rough. Hanukkah stands there next to him, smiling apologetically at me. Oh, I'm getting tired just thinking about it. Yeah, I wasn't doing anything else besides sleeping. I can't do it. I was all set to snark at them for waking me up, but not after an apology like that. Oh, I just wanted to hang out? Yeah. Like, finally, after all these years, a normal fucking dude you can shoot the shit with. He's like, oh my god, thank the Lord. With that, the twins re-emerge with a large tray and begin lining the table with gorgeous delicacies. I take the offered seat and sit across from the old man. Is it all booze, though? Because, you know, you don't want to drink too much. Yeah, you know, don't want to be rude. Don't look like you're enjoying it too much with the old Honoka right there. The old man's banquet didn't just look gorgeous. It felt like they had chosen only the best of the best and served that exclusively. The old man listens contentedly as I chat about mundane things that happened since we last met. You're telling me. Hanukkah also chimes in from time to time. I drink a little more than usual, since the twins are refilling my cup everywhere it gets slow. Whenever. Brain no function good. As I talk on and on, I can feel the drink starting to go to my head. Please. Give us like a bucket of ice to chew on. I love doing that when I'm fucking smashed. Just crunch on ice for like an hour. Good way to get your, your water. Get hydrated. Especially when you're sick and like you can't drink too much. The old man smiles satisfied and drinks the hot tea that Honoka poured in. Yeah, and he's actually been treating them real good. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Just coming out with it. Oh yeah, he's like their real boss. They're just working for you under his orders. Yeah. He's like, you're a smart man, Haku. You're no spring chicken. You should be able to have already pieced this together by now. Which, I mean, he has, but he just don't want to come out and say it because it'd be rude.
それはつまり、じいさんの秘密にこちらもとっくに巻き込まれてるってことで。
I look into the old man's knowing expression.
いろいろとまずいことをベラベラ言った気がする。
That'll buff.
どうかしたかね？
ねえ、別に。
Yeah, he's not the Mikado Emperor of all of Yamato right now. He's Mito, the old crepe salesman.
今まで通り何も気づかなかったことに。
So keep it like that. It's what they call an open secret. With a cheerful expression, the old man continues watching me.
そういえば、客人。
何か？
その二人はもう味わってもらえたかね？
The old man's gaze drifts to the twins, standing on either side of me.
Huh?
We're having some guy talk now, huh? Which, you know, I'm not opposed to, but their mom's right there. If they're literally her daughters, or if it's like more of a figurative sense. Takes a second for his meaning to sink in. I accidentally knock over my tea, and Honoko walks over to dab up the spillage. He's like, yeah, that was a real virgin reaction, bro. Yeah, Serial Experiments Lane. She's just like meat, for real, for real. Also did a really good job of predicting the modern internet to an extent. I mean, they could do a little more meat on them in certain places, but, you know, they're not bad. Yeah. You know, you gotta treat girls good. Yeah, but is it like... But do they like me for me, or just because it's their job? Yeah.
この娘たちはそなたのために生まれてきたと言っても過言ではない。
Yeah, but his heart isn't ready for it. He's a coward. It's what do you mean by that? What are you, fucking rabbits, gonna die of loneliness?
そうなのか？自分がか？
やはり客人との話は愉快だの。
いや、笑い事じゃないし、さっき気になることを言ったような気がするのが。
Yeah, don't think too hard about it.
まあいいか。この老人の正体が誰であろうと関係。今は楽しく酒を飲み交わせればいい。
Mm-hmm.
彼らもきっと。
Just two guys being dudes sitting apart 6 feet across the table because we're not gay. He's got his hottie, you've got your two hotties, and it's all good, you know, all sitting together having a good old chortle. But anyway, I know it's a bit of a short one today, but as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, I am tired as fuck, and I am at the end of my rope. So with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you guys on next time for the next episode of Utawarerumono Mask of Deception, where we will pick up with our little jovial adventures here that involve going to lunch in the dining hall. Get you guys there later. Bye-bye.